We continue in eastern Ukraine, where at least 3 people have been killed and several others wounded in the Donetsk region after the shelling of the Russian-controlled city intensified. Russian-installed Donetsk mayor Alexei Kulezin said in a statement posted on Telegram that a bus stop, a hospital, a store and residential areas were hit in 4 city districts, adding that 7 residents were wounded, including an 11-year-old boy. The city of Donetsk has been under Russian control since 2014, while Ukrainian troops continue to hold positions on its outskirts, and the city regularly comes under artillery fire.
Ёб твою мать!
At least 45 people have been injured after a blast rocked an optics and optical electronics factory in the town of Sergievposad, 50 kilometers northeast of Moscow. Emergency services said the blast appeared to have occurred in a warehouse containing pyrotechnic equipment. Local media reports that it had been rented by a pyrotechnics firm. According to Sergievposad mayor's office, 23 people were admitted to hospital, including 6 in intensive care. The Zagros optical and mechanical plants produces optical equipment for industrial and healthcare applications, as well as for the Russian security forces. However, TASS cited emergency services as saying they did not believe the blast had been caused by a Ukrainian drone attack, many of which have taken place in Moscow and surrounding areas in recent weeks and months. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukraine would fight back against Russia and the Black Sea to ensure its waters are not blocked to be able to import and export grain and other goods. This comes days after Ukrainian maritime drones packed with explosives damaged a Russian warship near a major Russian port and struck a Russian tanker. Russian drones and missiles have repeatedly struck Ukrainian port facilities and grain silos.
If Russia continues to dominate the Black Sea outside its territory, blockading or firing at us again, launching missiles at our ports, Ukraine will do the same. This is a just defense of our opportunities of any corridor. We have warned that Ukraine doesn't want any war, and that if they start firing, we don't have that many ships. But they should clearly understand that by the end of the war, they will have 0 ships, 0, if they don't stop killing Ukraine's civilian population.
Latvian President Edgar Rinkēvičs has visited the border with Belarus and Russia, where he spoke with guards stationed along the fence separating the Baltic country from its eastern neighbors. Rinkēvičs stated that the significant amount of provocations from Russia and Belarus has led his country to enhance its its border surveillance, especially in the context of Wagner troops being relocated to Belarus. In 2021 and 2022, NATO and EU countries neighboring Belarus, Poland, Latvia and Lithuania faced a surge of border incursions from migrants.
There have been significant amount of provocations in the last almost 2 years, as we count, since August 2021, but I think also that we still need to be prepared to all kinds of possible provocations, especially now when we see the news about the Wagner mercenaries being stationed in Belarus. So the overall conclusion is, well, there is a lot of work ahead of us to improve and to invest in the border, but also there have been quite significant progress so far, and also we need to be prepared for all kinds of possible provocations also in the future. Friends and allies in NATO and the European Union need to understand that in hybrid warfare, the least possible scenario could be the kind of classic military operations. I think hybrid operations are the most likely scenarios that we have to count on.
If we talk about military forces like Wagner, if they will try enter to Latvia,
it could be responsibility of our army or for our defense forces. And so border guards did quite many steps, and so we introduced additional unit, and so we train additional officers, train to use weapons, special tactic, and etc. And so we improve our capacities to deal with dangerous border crossers. I have to say the situation is quite challenging, and numbers and attempts of illegal border crossings this year is more than all last year, 2022, commonly. And we also see some, and unfortunately quite many activities when Belarusian officials try to damage our fence or infrastructure and put illegal immigrants into Latvia.